everybody, I'm Tallest Flash, and as a broke college student, going into debt is one of my favorite pastimes, which is why I just took out this loan to buy 1,200 copies of Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. So while waiting for my order to come in, I figured, why not just buy Mario 64 again? A little while ago, Nintendo recently celebrated their 35th anniversary for gaming legend, Mario, by giving him a ton of new, exclusive, limited time events and games. And among them, the most hype-released, dare I say, in gaming history. It's 3 games you've already played. The prequel. Super Mario 3D All-Stars was the first in a new lineup of Switch games that Nintendo fans have been waiting for practically forever. With the whole global historical event that's sort of been happening this year, it felt like a breath of fresh air. A new trilogy to sink some time into and just sort of get away from everything. And to make things even better, it was a game that basically everyone knew was already on the way. Heck, I even predicted it at the beginning of the year in a video which I am 100% gonna milk until it's dry. Except when it came out, a lot of people were kind of underwhelmed, and rightfully so, when you realize you're paying for an emulator and an HD upscale of 3 games you might already own. But as a YouTuber whose views primarily come from Nintendo related content, it would only make sense for me to buy it and make a few videos on it. What if I just didn't? Today, we're going to be answering the burning question. Is Super Mario 3D All-Stars actually worth its price, or is ordering 1,200 copies of Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne the best decision I ever made? Alright, so when we're talking about if a game is worth it or not, we're talking about the amount of game you get for your buck. And not just that, but the quality of said game. Guys, I just came back from eBay and you'll never guess what game I just found for $3. Ew! For $60, All-Stars comes with Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, which seems like a pretty good deal right off the bat. I mean, if you consider how much these games costed on release and how well they've held up over the years, it sounds pretty reasonable. But is it actually reasonable, or is it a scam? Let's assume for the sake of consistency, you already have a Switch, an N64, and a Wii with a GameCube controller, which you'd sort of need to play the originals and the remake on. The cheapest used cartridge of Mario 64 I could find online was around $19, Sunshine for less at $15, and Galaxy for the least at $10, which comes out to $44, which is actually a lot less than 3D All-Stars. All of these prices are variable though, so give or take it'd probably be somewhere around a little more or less, but it's still technically cheaper than the new release. But you gotta remember, All-Stars has had a few changes and upgrades from the originals, which changes its value. Obviously, the convenience of being able to play all 3 on Switch, portably, and all in one place is probably just the biggest brain reason to just get it anyways. That's not to mention the upgrades that each game has gotten, with HD upscaling and even better textures for Mario 64, and the likes for Galaxy and Sunshine, which definitely puts the re-releases a bit above the original in terms of quality. Mario Sunshine and Galaxy look fine on the Wii, but the 480p resolution just doesn't hold up compared to the Switch's HD versions. It's like trying to make popcorn with a toaster. Why would you do that? The microwave is right there. Well, looking at the microwave for a second, Mario 3D All-Stars is not without its flaws. For starters, it's almost universally agreed upon that the games control about as well as a car with wheels made out of f***ing cup ramen. When I say I haven't seen a single person who has a complaint about these controls, I mean I literally have not seen a single person who has a complaint about them. Simple Flips, renowned speedrunning member of the Minus World, the master of BUP, did not really like them that much. To be fair though, it might have been rough transitioning from playing on a PC with more refined controls to playing on a Switch with analog sticks, which have their own problems, but that's a separate issue on its own. But it's not even just the speedrunners that have problems with it. I watch a lot of Japanese YouTube, and out of all the streams I've seen of this game, I think Vom's VTuber Pikami definitely had my favorite reaction.
It's beautiful indeed, but no! Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my god! Oh my, okay.
And just to make extra sure we're giving this game a fair chance, I contacted verified Epic Gamer, Epic Cody Gamer, at twitch.tv/EpicCodyGamer to give his verified epic opinion on this game's controls after he speedran the game 100% completion on his Twitch channel, and this is his verified epic opinion on the game's controls.
Tallest Flash, are you trying to ask me, verified Epic Gamer, Epic Cody Gamer, if Super Mario 64 in the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection officially licensed by Nintendo for the Nintendo Switch is bad? Because, yeah, it sucks.
So the board's got a lot of upgrades, you know, a fresh spray of emulation, and they also got some controls that kind of blow. But just how far can we push these games on our own emulators? To keep things legal, and also just to sort of kick 3D All-Stars while it's down, we're gonna port over our own physical copies to PC ourselves. By using Homebrew, the ROMs for Sunshine and Galaxy can easily be ripped from their respective discs and run on a PC, which installing in 2020 is completely free, aside from like an SD card. And for Mario 64, there's a plugin for your N64 which you can use to do this, which is called a Retrode. I have no idea how to use it, nor do I own one, but this is the thing that most people agree works, so we're just gonna go with that one. I found one for around 19 euros, or just about $20 give or take, and it turns out the upgrades you can get with Super Mario 64 on the PC just absolutely crap on the Switch board so hard that it should actually be considered a war crime. By using the PC port compiler and loading it with a few mods, you can turn this game into a masterpiece. Just to name a few of the mods, there's native 4K support, the SGI project, which made an HD Mario model like the game's renders, combined with the original textures and their uncompressed quality, multiplayer, and so much more. And it's not to mention what you can just do with emulating Sunshine and Galaxy for similar results. Point being, emulators just kinda hit different.
And now the final verdict.
For 25% less than the port, you can play every single one of the originals on their own consoles, and if you're willing to pay the $20 more and just port the ROM of Mario 64 to PC, then it's literally no contest between the Chad Mario 64 PC port and the Virgin Switch port with undesirable controls. The first of which would cost about the same as 3D All-Stars, but with a higher quality experience. So, moral of the story, yeah, GG easy, Nintendo. But in all seriousness, just because there are better ways to play the game on the original consoles or on PC doesn't mean you still shouldn't buy the games on Switch if you really want to. All three of these games are amazing, and getting to play them on the go without having to drag your Giga Blaster 16GB RAM PC monster setup on your back everywhere you go is definitely optimal. And honestly, like, who cares, mate? Like, let's be honest, you're literally buying the most pirated N64 game of all time in 2020. The only one winning here is Nintendo. But if it's a way for you to enjoy these games in a new way that works for you, then that sounds pretty worth it to me.
And that is how I made a video about Mario 3D All-Stars without ever having to buy the game. All it took me was 1,200 copies of Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, but at the price of 7,893,600 yen, it's a f***ing steal!